recording this on my re-arrival day here. I just figured I'd give you guys the view, so no point in really just looking at me all the time. Might as well enjoy the view with me here. This video is about being too dense and having blockages. You see a lot of people, like I've said before, they have such a blockage in their energy body, in their body, that they have manifested into an actual blockage in life. They might be in line being a blockage, or it might be at some desk somewhere not letting you get something for some minuscule reason. They are just a blockage. Their whole life is a blockage because they have a blockage within them, so they are manifesting as blockages. It's because they're too dense. People have become so dense that the energy doesn't flow through them like it should. The vessel is just a vessel, and it's not solid. Nothing is solid, really. Some things are denser than others. The semi-solid body, what it is. Energy, life, supposed to flow through it. It is life itself, supposed to flow through it. But if there's a blockage in there, there's just a tendency for things to be snagged. It's like if you had a bunch of hooks or something somewhere and you're trying to flow something through that, it's going to get snagged on the hook. So you have blockages all throughout the body. As far as chakra blockages, less dense blockages, as far as that, it'll manifest until you have bigger and bigger blockages. And then when you have those blockages, things get snagged on it. Parasites, thoughts. Once you cleanse the body, you cleanse the thoughts too. A negative thought, I don't want to say negative thought, a non-complimentary thought. The reason it's getting stuck in your brain and your mind and you're not flowing through you is because you have a blockage somewhere, and it's nestled somewhere in there in the body, in the cells themselves. So what we have to do is cleanse the body so that can flow through the body, and you can let that go. And a lot of that has to do with conscious breathing, to let that go, because things get snagged in there. People, you could get exposed. Inception can happen in many different ways. And you can have a thought come through you to you, whether it's a billboard or a person saying it or in your sleep, whatever, and it just won't leave the body because you have blockages, and it just can't escape. So it just basically bounces around in there, and you have a cycle with the thought. So you continue to have these thoughts that are non-complementary, that are of no. There's no point in having them. They're just killing us. Because you're not free-flowing, because you're being solid, or you're being dense, I should say, because nothing is solid. So that's all I wanted to say. Just cleanse, man. Cleanse in any way you can. Juice, fasting, whatever, man. I'm not even really tripping on people anymore because it's just a waste of energy for me to try to crusade or something. I'm just gonna be an example, a living, breathing example, and I rub off on people every day, every time I meet anyone. So the ripple effects are astounding, I should say. So yeah, just know that those negative thoughts, they're not your own. First of all, you shouldn't even care about the thoughts that are auditory. Auditory thinking is really a waste, like 98% of the time, probably upwards of 90%. Auditory thinking is just conditioning a lot of the time, and something else may be coming through your body. If you don't see it, it's not the self. The self shows visually, because that's knowing. Seeing is not believing. Seeing is knowing. If you saw it for yourself, within yourself, the self has showed you that. But the auditory thinking can trigger that. Say a parasite comes through your vessel. It makes you think of a cheeseburger. So now you've auditorily thought of a cheeseburger in a thought that's just a sound. It's left brain thinking. So you think it and you think it to where you make the body use the right brain to actually see it, to where you're seeing a cheeseburger now. That's why commercials and billboards and all that is so deadly. It's hard to get that to flow through you and just let it go if you've seen it. It's different than hearing it. like hearsay. You don't believe anything you've heard somebody say. Like somebody say, I heard some guy kill somebody. You can't take them 100%. Like if somebody said, I saw somebody kill somebody. If they say, I believe he killed that man, or they say, I know he killed that man, you're going to say, look, I'm going to go with the guy that says, I know. Because believing, that goes with hearsay. That goes with not totally knowing. So knowing is one thing. Seeing, visualizing, using the right brain, which is the way the self communicates through the body. And the self can communicate auditorily too, but mainly that's after you've conditioned. You've given these thoughts, these visual thoughts, words. You've attached words to them now. So if you say, this is wrong, and you visualize it, and then you give words to it saying, this is wrong. Then that plays when you think of it. That basically is, that thought comes back. Because now, the auditory is just attached to the visual. So you've conditioned the body in that sense. But the self, it sees. That's why dreaming, meditation, same difference. These things, they're real. It's real. As a subject, it's real. The body is the object. You're the driver, not the vehicle.